Hey guys, this is Blue Tech TV, and today we're going to be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Reverb from Virgin Mobile. This is the first Galaxy phone to be on Samsung. Now there's the Samsung Galaxy S2 and HTC Evo 4G to take its place. But it used to be Virgin Mobile's flagship phone and their best phone, but it still is one of their best. So we're going to start off with the specs. So it has a 1.5 gigahertz single-core Snapdragon processor that keeps up with all your daily needs. It has 2 gigabytes of usable memory, 1 gigabyte of RAM. It has a 5 megapixel camera and up to 64 gigabytes expandable memory. It also has a 1700 milliamp removable battery, which can be accessed by simply popping up the plastic back, which snaps right off. Then you see your 1700 milliamp battery, which can be removed. I'm only popping this up, and there I have just removed my battery. So let's slide this back in and clip this back on. Back to specs. So it has a 4-inch capacitive touchscreen that is not Super AMOLED, but it is still a very crisp 800 by 400 pixel display, which displays images, videos very crisply. So that's basically the specs of the phone. It runs Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0. Unfortunately, there are no plans to update to Jelly Bean, and it has TouchWiz installed on it. One good thing is that it doesn't have a lot of the crapware that most phones come with. It does have some pre-installed software, but not that much of it actually uses up any space. So now that we've reviewed that, let's get into the phone and its design. So as you can see right here, we have our micro SD card slot, which easily pops right out and then clicks right back in with the confirm and click. You have your volume rockers here. On the top you have your 3.5mm headphone jack and your power button. On this side you have a dedicated camera shutter key, which can be utilized to use the phone as a camera, which is extremely useful. It's a multi-layer button. It means one light press will get you a focus, one heavy press will take the picture. On the front you have your speakerphone and a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Also, you have 3 capacitive touch buttons: menu, home, and key. On the back, you have your LED flash, which is ultra bright and brighter than most LED flashlights. Then you have your speaker right here, your standard speaker for every audio to be played, and your 5 megapixel super clear HD camera with 720p video recording. So that's the phone. It's completely clad in plastic, which might be a bit irritating, but it feels extremely solid in the hand, and definitely no bends or curves. Another problem, though, is that it's extremely slick and slips out just like that. So I bought a case, which is not being displayed right now. The case is almost unnecessary for this phone, and I got my case for 70 cents, so it wasn't much of a push on the wallet. So now that we reviewed the phone, let's get to the phone itself. So turning on the 4-inch touchscreen, we have to boot it up. So I'm just going to time how long this takes. Okay, so that boot up took about a little more than 50 seconds, so almost a minute to boot up. But it's still quite fast. So you see you have your standard TouchWiz Samsung lock screen with the date and time at the top, and your dock which you can access by simply tapping then pulling. On the top you have your taskbar, which cannot be pulled down in lock screen. Once you've unlocked, you'll be greeted with a TouchWiz interface. As you can see, you have your weather widget here, which is always here, tells you time, and the weather in a beautiful interface. Google search, and apps, and your dock. Tapping apps, it'll obviously open, well, your apps list. So as you can see, I have quite a lot of apps here, and I had to uninstall a lot just to free up memory. So yeah, so obviously also you have your widgets right here, which you can simply tap and drag straight to your home screen. As you can see, I have a lot of widgets because a lot of apps I download come with widgets. So now let's go back home. So as you can see, scrolling through pages is quite responsive, it's fluid, and occasionally there is lag, but for the first month of usage of this phone, I had no lag till I started overloading it with launchers and lots of other software that is not safe and third party. But it still is very fluid as long as you're a moderate user, but if you're hardcore, it still manages to keep up, but lag does start to display occasionally. So now let's pull down our taskbar. So as you can see, you have ongoing stuff, which is my eye doctor's appointment, which I already had. Then you have this, which doesn't really come with it. That's just something I installed. That's Go Power Manager. So then you have, down here, you have voicemails, but besides that, I have no notifications. You can see you have a brightness control, and you can turn on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, sync, and rotation straight from here. Currently, I have mobile data turned off because I have my Wi-Fi network in the other room. And you can also access settings from here. So now let's just go through some of the software it comes with, like the browser. Personally, I hate this browser, and I switched to Chrome as soon as I got it, and I usually use Firefox though. But I have both installed, but you can see it's extremely basic, and all you have is just tabs right here, which has this cool animation. Then you have bookmark, and yeah, that's basically all. But obviously, if you press the menu button, you get more options. But it doesn't do much, and it doesn't have that many features. And I generally don't use this browser. I simply downloaded Chrome, Firefox, and Dolphin. So if we see you have also navigation here, Google Navigation Beta. It works fine. I mean, I tried to navigate to my house from my house, and it said you have arrived immediately. And one thing it does, which Apple phones do not do, is that it shows you a picture of what your destination should look like. So if you park in a street with a lot of houses and you don't know which one, then for some reason there's no numbers, then it'll show you what it should look like. So then, as you can see, this is just some widgets. It comes with the default notebook app by Samsung. It's just a very nice and fluid little app that doesn't do much. Then you have your default messaging, which is quite customizable, and something you can do right for messaging is call and text people. Also, another useful thing is that if you go to settings, you can change the bubble styles and the background style. And you can use the volume key to increase text size, which is also very useful, but sometimes can be annoying if you're trying to adjust volume in messages. So look. So this is just a text with my mom about my glasses. So once you get that, that's your messaging app. Then you have your phone, which is the default a dial pad, which is really cool. I love how when you press it, it makes those little bubbles. And you have call logs. You have your favorites, which I don't really have that many people. And then if you press contacts, it opens your contacts app, which you can contact people straight from the contacts app. And message them straight from there. But that person doesn't have a number. Because it does sync with your Google contacts. So, like I said, since it obviously comes with some Google software, like you have Google Maps for your navigation, and you have the Gmail client and the Mail client. The Mail client, though, I'm not a fan of. I don't really like its interface compared to Apple's Mail client. I definitely like that much better, and my father, who has an iPhone, I like his Mail app much better. So, but it's still usable, and you can read everything and reply easily. So I'm just going to give you a preview of what it looks like. So yeah, this is just basically it. Doesn't do much. Then you have your calendar and all kinds of other stuff that come with it. Then obviously the Play Store, which is filled with over 700,000 apps. And one of the cool things, if you're a Minecraft user, then you can add mods for Minecraft and themes and texture packs. Definitely something you can't do on an Apple phone, even if it's jailbroken. So that's my quick review of some of the stuff on the Samsung Galaxy Reverb. I need at least 10 likes to make a part 2 of this review, so if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and check out our website, www.citronblue.wall.fm. Thank you. I mean, Blue Citron. Thank you so much for watching this review.